the weird thing about it. Why do we feel like we get in relationships or we buy certain things or we look a certain way to please people that we don't even like? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new, I am so glad that you are here. And as you can tell by the title, I am doing something new to my YouTube channel. It is going to be a segment called BEFF Talks. So BEFF Talks is pretty much going to be about me talking about current events or something that has happened in the celebrity world, and I'm going to relate it back to real life, real everyday life. Let's get into the video. So for the first episode of BEFF Talks, I am doing a mukbang, or whatever you want to call it. So let me show you guys what I got to eat. So I have me some honey gold wings and seasoned fries, honey. Okay, I got my wings from Rayford's in Cordova, and it is one thing about Memphis: we got the best wings in the world. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about pretty much relationships and should you be able to date if you can't afford it. Rappers have been buying their girlfriends pretty much these super expensive bags, and the brand is Hermes, but the specific design of the bag is called Birkin. Rappers rap about it all the time. You know, the girls in Hollywood, they like to put it on Instagram. They like to show off because clothes, jewelry, bags are a sign of wealth. So of course they're gonna flaunt it. You know, we see this trend of rappers like buying their girls these expensive gifts, you know, I guess in a way to show that they got it. So the reason why Black Twitter is in a frenzy is because Saweetie I guess she was on live because she just dropped her new song, and she was on live celebrating. And she pretty much said,
if he's not getting you a Birkin, if he's not paying for your bills, then throw that nigga back to the streets, okay?
Of course, men are upset. The women agree. So first of all, I want to talk about my personal opinion. I don't know why people are taking relationship advice from financial relationship advice from millionaires, celebrities. It's weird to me how people are getting upset about it. I feel like I've seen quite a bit of different responses from what she said. Now, in terms of relationships, I'm more of a traditional girl. I absolutely see nothing wrong with a man spoiling a woman. I find nothing wrong with a man paying all the bills. Like, I'm independent, but at the same time, I still want somebody to take care of me. So I wouldn't mind that. The only thing that bothers me really is that when men have money, they feel like they have power over you. That's the only thing that will make me uncomfortable about a man whining and dining me and buying me things and taking me out and, you know, showering me with jewelries and, you know, and buying me cars and stuff like that. I mean, let's be real. What woman wouldn't love that? Who don't want that? A lot of things that I notice about couples in the celebrity world, it seems like men make up for the fact that they're trash and the fact that they cheated or the fact that they got caught up in something. They're like, okay, I'm gonna buy her a Birkin, I'm gonna buy her a a car. I'm gonna gift her this. I'm gonna gift her that. Y'all seen it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Men feel like they can make up for their wrongdoing with money, and some women eat it up. Some women literally feel like that. Okay, he spends all his money on me. He loves me. Which is, to my standards, that's not good enough. To some women, hey, do what you do, but to my standards, no sir. Another funny thing that people say is that cheating is a rich man's sport. Pretty much saying that you can't be out here like Offset and Lil Baby and be cheating on your woman and think that she don't take you back, which I agree with, but it's sad because, like I just mentioned, some women think that receiving gifts makes up for the BS that they get put through in their relationships. I don't see nothing wrong with your love language being giving/receiving gifts, but it gets to a point where you are putting your peace of mind and your self-worth at risk, because when a man thinks that, oh, all I gotta do is buy her a new bag, buy her a new car, she gonna stay. It don't matter what I do. You gotta be careful with that. If you give a man a mile, he gonna take a trip across the world. Okay? Now, in terms of bills, I do not expect a man, at least at my age, to pay my bills, because I don't want a man expecting wifely duties out of me and I'm not his wife. So I feel like expecting a man to pay your bills, expecting a man to pay your bills is kind of like a husbandly type of duty, and he's not your husband. It's kind of like a double standard, if you know, from my personal beliefs. Most people at this age, and most of the people that I know at this age, will get ready to move out their parents' house. They are you know, getting themselves together. They're finding out what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Like, people my age, I don't even know a lot of people my age that are like in committed relationships. I know a couple, but most of us out here, you know, we don't have our career started just yet. And if we do have our career started, like, we're still maneuvering and figuring out, okay, is this where I want to be for the rest of my life? Like, people at this age date, but it's not so serious to the point where, you know, anybody think about paying somebody bills. Like, what? I can only speak for this age range and what I've seen. Now, of course, things are different for other age ranges and people that live in different areas. So, I'm sure it's not the same for everybody. Now, the one thing that has been irritating me about this situation, I really could do a whole nother video on it, is the fact that Black people put so much worth on name brands. That makes me uncomfortable. White luxury name brands. That makes me uncomfortable. That irritates me. It seems like, you know, we equate wealth with name brands, which can sometimes be true, but sometimes not, because folks be broke all the time, but you know, their outfits cost thousands of dollars, but they can barely afford to pay their rent or barely afford to pay their car note. You know, people do stuff and buy stuff to flex on other people. That's pretty much what it is. These brands use our Black celebrities to promote their own brands to make money off of it, so that the average person can look at these rappers and say, ooh, she got her a Birkin. You know, they want black women to look at their black man and be like, oh, Quavo got Sweetie a Birkin. Why you can't get me one? Social media be having us worried about the wrong things. Like things that aren't that important. Social media will blow it up and make it seem like it's that important. Okay, so I'm done eating. Now that I have washed my hands, I'm gonna read a couple of tweets to show y'all what the people talking about on Twitter. So somebody said, I didn't take Sweetie's Birkin comment as your man has to buy you a Birkin. Sweetie's lifestyle calls for Birkin bags. Maybe yours only calls for a Louis Vuitton or maybe a Coach bag for somebody else. So I agree with that. I don't think that a man's wallet equals his worth. None of us want broke men. I'm gonna just go out and say that. None of us want broke men. But like I said, at our age, not every man is rich. Like, that's kind of unrealistic for us to expect. But I think in terms of her comment and what I think women are trying to get men to understand is that, you know, we do want to be wined and dined. It doesn't have to be Ruth Chris or, you know, the most expensive restaurants, or it doesn't have to be a Birkin bag. It can, the thought behind it and the thought of saying, hey, I want to make her smile, or hey, I want to make her feel good, is what is important to some women. And once again, at this tax bracket, at this age range, it may not be the most expensive bag. It may just be a rose, or it may be a Teflon. Like, if you want to buy designer, you may not want to buy a $100,000 purse, but you may be able to buy a $200 purse. Women want to be wined and dined, period. So if you don't know what a Birkin bag is, it's pretty much a really, really, really expensive purse. Like, I googled it myself, and it can range from like $4,000, $10,000, even up to like $40,000, and the most expensive I've seen is like $500,000. So these purses go for, you know, this is not average money. This is up there money. Like, this is big money. When you see somebody with a Birkin, they had to be put on a wait list for it. You know, they either had gifted it directly from the designer, because I heard that they're like custom made, so that's why they're a huge deal. Like, they're made a huge deal because they're not easy to get. They're not accessible to the average public. Like, you gotta know somebody that knows somebody that can get it for you, or you know, it's not an easy purse to get. So it represents, okay, rarity. It represents the quality, how expensive it is, and then they also say that Birkins build value over time. So I guess in that sense, it is like a good thing if you're gonna get ready to resell. One way I feel about it is that if you have the money, I guess it's okay to spend it. My thing is, just don't go broke trying to impress people that you don't like. That's the weird thing about it. Why do we feel like we get in relationships, or we buy certain things, or we look a certain way to please people that we don't even like? For some strange reason, in the black community, we feel like we have to have one up on somebody, regardless if it be knowledge, regardless if it be, you know, education, regardless if it be relationship wise, the person that you date, the people that you know. We feel like we gotta have one up. Like, people will literally get into relationships because that relationship makes them look good, and I think that's very weird. Like, why are you buying things that are out of your price range to please people that you claim make people that you don't like jealous of you? That's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Please don't do that. Don't do that. It's weird. So somebody said, I'm 100% sure Sweetie can afford to buy her own Birkin. That's the difference between you and her. So I forgot what rapper it was. I think it was either Safari or like Bow Wow or Plot. I don't know. I forgot. Don't quote me. But one of them said it, that don't ask a man for anything that you can't afford yourself. Now, I agree and I disagree. you know, I'm sure Sweetie can buy her own Birkin, but it means more when somebody else buys it. Like this necklace. I got this necklace for my birthday. Somebody bought it for me for my birthday. I could have bought it myself, but it has more meaning when somebody that you care about and somebody that you love buys you something. Like, it puts more meaning behind something. Now, the reason why I disagree is because for some strange reason, yeah, men want to have this one up on women, and they're always like in a rush to humble somebody. Now, you live this big lavish lifestyle. You know, you flaunt the things that you have. You flaunt the things that you buy. You know, you're in these music videos with all the cars and all the money. You rap about it. You sing about it. It's all on Instagram. But when a woman that you are in a relationship with, or even, you know, dealing with on a relationship level, and she asks for what you flaunt and what you have and what you claim you can afford, what's the big deal with buying her one? I mean, you're doing all these things with her, but you can't buy her anything. Like, you can't spend a little money on her. Like, you can afford it, right? So, like, if you make it seem like all your worth and all of your pride and all of your attitude goes towards money and having the latest this and having the latest that, why is it so weird for women to expect that out of you? Just like y'all do women like this all the time. Oh, if she wears a certain thing, why can't I expect a certain thing out of her? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You gotta have all these things, but the woman that you're messing with asks you to buy her a Birkin bag. The woman that you're dating and messing with is asking you to pay her bills, but it's outlandish for her to ask you for these things. But you flaunt these things. That don't make no sense. Now that don't make no sense. Okay? But another thing, I could do a whole nother video on this. I'm gonna need y'all to date people that actually like y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to date people that actually want to spend money on y'all. Okay? This is everything that I'm discussing right now is to each his own. So if these are the things that you're expecting, if these are the things that you want, okay, cool. Just don't be unrealistic, okay? You got Quavo taste, but you dating a dude from around the way and he don't have Quavo money. That's unrealistic. Okay, so if you want Birkins, you gotta go out there and look for a man that can give you what you want. But once again, don't be left single because you have unrealistic expectations. Okay? So somebody else said, "Sweetie is Birkin bag fine, but you are not Sweetie. I am not a glacier boy. You better eat your seafood boil before it gets cold." First of all, that is rude. 2, this is another weird thing to me, is that men approach women differently based off of how a woman looks. So a woman has to be as fine as Sweetie for you to gift her and do things for her. But, you know, if a woman is not on Sweetie's level or Sweetie's standard, you feel like she deserves less than. That doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm telling my girls, date men that actually like you for you and not comparing you to nobody else. That's another thing. Men will treat you based off of what they feel like you deserve, okay? If a man feels like you deserve less, he's gonna give you less. If a man feels like you deserve the world, then he's gonna go out and give you the world, okay? So somebody else said a dumb girl will dump a man that loves her because he can't get her a Birkin bag or pay her bills because Sweetie said so. So that ties back into, once again, don't base your relationships and how you feel and the type of men that you go out and look for based on these celebrities, because a lot of things, I think Sweetie and Quavo are cute together, but once again, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know what she's doing for them Birkin bags. You can't base financial assets and put that up against somebody's love for you. But if a man has ambition and he treats you right and he loves you and he's doing what it takes to get to that status, that money status, then there's nothing wrong with dating a man that can't afford Louis, Prada, Gucci. Like, don't be shallow. Don't sell yourself short looking for a specific type of man because you want to live a specific type of lifestyle that's not even. Being a celebrity and having all that money only comes with more problems. So if you want to have that certain look, just be realistic is all I'm saying. Be real. Somebody said people wonder why there's so much tension with black men and women relationships, because everything is what can I get out of this situation. Everything is a transaction. Y'all were raised on survival, not love. Ooh, now that's a good one. I highly agree with that. Once again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with liking materialistic things, but when you feel like that's the only thing that you're looking for in a relationship is security, or a man making you feel good with things that are tangible and things that really don't make a relationship last, that's definitely one of the demises of our relationships in the black community. We have such unrealistic financial expectations out of each other when most of us don't even have financial literacy. But you know, it's trends. Like why do we let stupid things get in our way, get in our vision of what love really is, or how to obtain love, or how to obtain a healthy relationship? Like that doesn't make sense. So somebody replied and said, love doesn't pay bills. It's equally ridiculous to suggest that people should not consider their quality of life with a partner. It's not about transactions, it's about all of it. Money doesn't save relationships, and neither does love. I'd be crazy to say that I wouldn't be looking at a man and how he moves in terms of his career, in terms of how he saves his money. So I definitely agree with that. But you gotta have like some pull and push. Like you can't say that one thing is the end all be all. Like, but she right though, because actually my grandma used to tell me that. My grandma used to say, cute don't pay the bills. That's true. So you do want to check how a man spends his money, spends his time, how he moves. That is, I think people on both sides, both men and women have good point of views on this topic. And something else in the black community that I'm getting tired of: stop trying to make people feel bad for either not wanting or not being able to afford certain things. Why do y'all make people feel bad because they don't own certain brands? Like, y'all, we are literally fighting over the white man's brand. I don't want to get Sister Soldier on y'all, but that's just weird. Like, y'all are literally doing the white man's work. Like, if you don't come up on some money and buy Gucci and buy, Fendi, buy like, you are less of a person because you don't have these brands on your back, and these very same brands that don't give a dag on about the black community. So when y'all be telling people to get your money up, I got the latest this, I got the latest that, it makes you look stupid. It makes you look stupid for downing and disowning your fellow brother or sister because they don't own a certain brand. Brands on your back don't make you better than the next person. I'm gonna need y'all to understand that. Period. And then, like, another argument on Twitter is that, some people are like, well, I don't want a Birkin. And somebody will come up and say, oh, it's because you can't afford a Birkin. Why can't people just not want unnecessarily expensive things? I don't care if I am Jeff Bezos status. Birkin bags are not all that cute. They aren't. I'm sorry. Maybe $2,000 or $3,000, but $500,000 for a bag, for a purse. That bag needed to be doing more than just being cute for me, for it to be $500,000. There's a reason why that they flaunt these brands, because these brands pay them to promote their brands, so that the average people like you and I can look at those things and say, hey, I'm less than because I don't own this. So watch out how y'all make these brands so important in y'all lives. Look at the agenda and the narrative that they're trying to promote before y'all down the next person for not having certain things. So this girl on Twitter said, sometimes I feel this pressure to date rich men who buy Birkin bags and fly you out and etc. Then I remember my experiences with these men. The lifestyle often comes with a heavy price that I'm not willing to pay. Amen to that. Okay. Some men have this attitude that he who has the money has all the power. So you better watch out for these men that you're dating that have the money but will treat you like dirt because they have it. And they also know, see, this is why women, we need to come together. Because even if you don't do the things that this man is telling you to do, he's like, well, there's another girl that will put up with me because I have this money. So it's either you get with it or you hit the highway. So be careful messing with these men that have money, okay? Because it's gonna come with a price to pay if you catch the wrong one. All right. So to wrap this video up, one, please, this is most important, don't give into the hype of materialistic things because your favorite rapper or your favorite singer or your favorite actor or whatever has these things. Don't feel like you're less than because you can't buy these things. It's okay if you can't afford a Birkin bag. There's nothing wrong with not being able to afford a $100,000 purse. And when I mean afford, it doesn't mean, okay, do you have the money in the bank or not? That means that if it's not in your budget, if you're not interested in buying it, then don't buy it. Don't try to force yourself into thinking that you have to have something because the next person has it. If you don't pay attention to anything else that I've said this whole video, please understand that. And don't put down your fellow black folk because they don't have the latest this and the latest that. It literally does not make any sense. It only makes us broke and it puts money in the white man's pocket, okay? So two, have realistic expectations in your relationship, okay? If somebody is offering you love, if somebody is buying you a Teflar, something that's less expensive, and he's not buying you a Birkin bag simply because he just can't afford it and it's not his budget, there is nothing wrong with that. Three, don't flaunt your money. This is for the men. Don't flaunt your money and expect a woman to not want some. If you got it and you're not spending it on her, she's only gonna wonder why. Okay, so you want somebody to approach you based off of how you present yourself, you can't get mad at that, okay? So 4, date people that actually like you. This is for men and for women, okay? If somebody feels like you are worth a designer bag, a designer clothes, an expensive car, then they're gonna do that for you. If they have it and they don't spend it on you, maybe they just don't like you. So yeah, I hope I got all of my points across. If you agree or disagree, leave it in the comments. Just be respectful. So just respect me, respect each other, and we good. So yeah, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you share it because I know all of y'all talking about it, so include me in the conversation, okay? So yeah, that is all for now, and make sure you also leave some more BEFF Talk topics in the comments because I like to talk, and I'm getting comfortable in front of the camera, so I want to be able to get more content out to you guys. So if you have any ideas, make sure you drop them down below or DM me on any of my social medias. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.